How's it going, everybody? Bam, back with my predictions for the main event for the Rocket League World Championship. I originally posted these about a week ago, a little bit less than a week, a little bit under a week ago, but since then the bracket has changed and we've had some reseeding from what was predicted by Adam Core. Again, shout out to him for making this spreadsheet and allowing all of us to use it. Yeah, so there was a little bit of a mix-up with seeding. So this is the official bracket. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna repick all of the playoffs and all of the group stage, and hopefully come down with a winner. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Starting us off in Group A, we have easily the most entertaining matchup of the group: Moist Esports against Space Station Gaming. I really want to pick Space Station here. I think they've got a really high ceiling, but I just don't know with Arsenal being sick. Again, for those of you that missed that, Arsenal has been throwing up blood the last 2 days, went to the hospital yesterday. So I just don't know what they're going to be with or without Arsenal. So I just got to give this one to Moist here. But man, I am definitely rooting for Space Station. Definitely rooting for Space Station last week. Endpoint against Semper. I was probably going to pick whoever ran into Endpoint here. Semper, obviously not the team that I expected to be here. I really didn't think Semper would show me anything through the Swiss. I had them going out 1-3. But they really proved me wrong in the Swiss, and I think they're going to carry that momentum right through Endpoint. Like I said, I was probably going to pick whoever came out of Swiss to beat Endpoint here, and Semper is no exception to that. BDS and Renegades, I really want to pick Renegades. But unfortunately for CJ, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think BDS, if BDS got to pick their team coming out of Swiss that they would play against, I would venture to guess that they would pick Renegades. Renegades, they weren't exactly the most powerful team in OCE the latter half of spring, obviously with Pioneers popping off the way that they did. So I think we're gonna go with Renegades here, losing to Team BDS in 7. General NRG, they're gonna put up a little bit of a fight here against Version 1, but unfortunately I have Version 1 coming out on top. Moving on to the lower bracket, Space Station do pick up a win here against Endpoint. I just don't think Endpoint have it. I think Space Station, even with Arsenal, maybe not 100%. I think they're a better team, and I think they may just have enough to go on a magical run here in the lower bracket. Renegades, man, again, I really want to pick Renegades, but unfortunately, I can't. This way, if I'm right, good for me, smart pick, and if I'm wrong, reverse psychology, big braining it. Moving on to the upper semis, Moist Esports going to cruise over Semper. Moist, they're just so good right now. They're just on another level. And joining them is going to be Version 1 in the top half of Group A. Moving on to the lower semifinals, Team BDS and Space Station. I told you guys, I'm on the Space Station train. They're going to make it out. They're going to go on a magical special run here, and they're going to beat Endpoint and Team BDS to make it into the playoff, make it into the top 8. They're going to go on a magical run. And I wasn't going to pick the General NRG, but I do think that they are going to show up more than Semper. Obviously, General NRG would be coming off a win here compared to Semper coming off a really big loss. So I think General NRG going to carry that momentum. And we're going to have 3 North American teams making it out of Group A. Moving over to Group B here. This one's a rough one for me to pick. Oh, hold on. There we go. Moving over to Group B, this is a tough one for me to pick because, I love Drees. But if G2 Esports got to pick, very similar to BDS, if G2 got to pick their opener, Optic Gaming would probably be one of the teams that they would pick. So we've got an NA matchup in round 1 and an EU matchup here, EU SAM matchup following it up. Furia and K Corp. Now K Corp got the best of Furia twice in London, and if they get the three-peat over the South American number one seed, they'll get a rematch with G2, who they reverse swept in London. So this could be a pretty nice group here for Carmine Corp, but unfortunately for them, I think Furia get them the third time around. Third time's a charm here for Furia, and I think that's a big win for not only Furia, but a big win for G2, because I don't think G2 want to see Carmine Corp there in the upper semifinals. FaZe Clan against the Club. I really liked what the Club did in the Swiss. I thought they looked really good there, especially on day 4, so the final day, picking up the last win to get into the playoff. But I just think FaZe Clan are a little bit too strong at the moment. Club will put up a fight, and it'll be closer because of the run that they had in Swiss. But FaZe Clan just too much. Dignitas and Falcons might be the most entertaining matchup here of round 1. Dignitas, apparently Jack has looked like the MVP, especially since I put out that video calling him out. Good job, AppJack and Dignitas. But do they have enough to beat Falcons? Do they have enough to beat Falcons? This is a tough one. I don't think they do. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to give it to Dig, and I'm going to give it to Dig purely because of the run that they made out of Swiss. I think they're going to carry that momentum. I think Dignitas are one of the more momentum-based teams, and as long as they can keep that going, if they win game 1 of this series, they will win the series, and I think they'll take game 1. So I'm going to have Dignitas 4-3 over Team Falcons. This is definitely the match of Group B. Definitely the one I'm most excited to see in the first round here. Team Falcons, Dignitas. Bookmark it. Make sure you're watching. Optic Gaming and K Corp. Unfortunately for Optic, as much as I want to pick the green wall over the blue wall, I don't think it'll be a sweep this time. It was a sweep in Swiss. I think Optic Gaming will put up a little bit more of a fight here, but Carmine Corp rolling way too high off of a 3-0 Swiss and a top 4 London performance. They're not going out 9th through 16th. The Club and Falcons, unfortunately for the Club, this is where the run comes to an end. Team Falcons not going 0-2 in the group stage. Not eliminating them 0-2. So, unfortunately for the Club. Sam, their hopes now lie in Furia, who will take on G2. And am I going to do it? Am I going to put Furia over my boys on G2? No, I'm not. G2. Of any of the teams that are really, really good that G2 has their number, I would say it's Furia. I think G2 were 2-0 against them the last 2 times they've played, and I think they were 4-2 and 3-1 wins. So I'm going to go with 4-2 here in a best of 7. I think G2 might not have as much of the crowd as I think people are expecting in this matchup, but I do think that they will have the majority of the crowd. And I think that really helps G2 in these situations. So I'm going to go with G2 over Furia in the upper semis. FaZe and Dig. Surely he's not going to have 2 North American teams in the top after putting 3 through in Group A, is he? Well, sir, that's where you would be wrong. FaZe Clan over Dignitas in 7 here. Like I said, I think FaZe are just really strong right now. They won the 3rd regional in spring, kind of started to build that momentum. They didn't have the London that I think everybody wanted them to have after winning that 3rd regional, but I think this is a big bounce back win for them. I think First Killer is going to pop off this group stage and playoffs, and I like FaZe Clan over Dignitas. Moving on to the lower bracket, Dignitas and K Corp. 2 teams that I really wouldn't have expected in the top 8, but here we are. Both of them playing pretty well here. Dignitas and K Corp. I think I got to go with K Corp. I think they've been playing. I think their peak right now is higher than Dignitas. And as much as I like how AppJack is playing right now, I think Carmine Corp are closer to that peak. So I'm going to go with K Corp. The blue wall makes the playoffs. Furia and Team Falcons, man, it's crazy to be sending one of these teams home before playoffs. Obviously, Yan, one of the best players in the world right now, but Team Falcons have TRK, and he has just as much stake to that claim as Yan does. Man, what a matchup to send somebody home. This feels like Space Station Pioneers in round 5 of Swiss. Like, one of these teams definitely doesn't deserve to go home. But that's just how the group stages went. I mean, honestly, if you took one of these teams and put them in Group A, they're making it over NRG and probably Space Station with Arsenal not being 100%. But unfortunately for Furia, this is going to overtake Falcons Dignitas as the series of the event, and I got Falcons moving on in 7. Moving over to the playoffs. We have our top 8. Let me get rid of my webcam and my webcam box. Moving on to the top 8. Moist and Falcons. We get it right off the bat. And unfortunately for Falcons, Moist just on another level right now. Moist are just crazy. There's a case for all 3 of the Moist players to be in like the top 7 right now in the world. So you gotta go with Moist over Falcons here. Version 1 and K Corp. Ooh. What do we have here? Version 1 and K Corp. Ooh. How much NA bias do I want to have here? Oh man. We need a version 1 Moist. We need a version 1 Moist rematch. Give me version 1 and 7. G2 Esports and NRG, I think G2 are actually just far better right now. I think this is actually a good result for NRG. I think if you told them coming into the event that they were going to get top 8, I think they would probably take it. So I think General NRG is going to be happy with finishing in 5th through 8th here. But unfortunately, they do fall to G2 Esports and FaZe Clan against Space Station. Oh man, I told you guys I'm running the Space Station train here. Space Station top 4, and we have 3 North American teams and Moist here in the top 4, and we're gonna have 2 North American teams here. Version 1 once again shut down by Moist in the semifinal, unable to make the grand final. Version 1 come up a game short to Moist Esports. And now I really can't lose with the other pick, because either G2 goes through and I'm a happy camper because I'm a G2 fan, or Space Station go through and I'm a happy camper because Space Station deserve a magical run. So I think purely for the story, we need to have Space Station, because then they can get revenge in Game 7 for they can exercise their Moist Esports demons. They can exercise their kickoff demons, and Space Station Gaming can go on that magical run. We're doing it for Arsenal, baby. We're doing it for RC, baby. Space Station Gaming are going to win the whole thing. Arsenal, Reddles, Daniel, and Coach Chrome, enjoy being world champions, my guys. It's been a hell of a tournament so far. We've still got all of group stage and the playoffs to go. But these are my predictions. Scripted or not, Space Station Gaming going to win it for Arsenal. And that's going to do it for me. I hope you all enjoyed the video. And if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. Again, huge shout out to Adam Core on Twitter for making all of these brackets possible. He has a link that I'll share it in the description to his Twitter, so you can go check out the brackets and everything for yourself. But again, let me know in the comments who you think is going to bring it home. Can Space Station complete the scripted run? Does Moist have it in them to win yet another final? Can Furia build off of their Gamers 8 win and go further than I have them here, making top 12? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the video, click the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Click that bell icon so you get notified whenever I go live, whenever I upload a video. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.